Amino acids are the building blocks of protein, and they are also needed to make neurotransmitters. And there are two key neurotransmitters that are very big with my clients and with a lot of people with anxiety. One of them is serotonin, and the other one is GABA. And if you've got low levels of these, you can actually supplement with an amino acid, and that can raise your levels, and it can remove the symptoms that you may be having. So, for example, if you've got low serotonin, you may feel depressed, you may feel like you have this negative self-talk, that you lack confidence, lack self-esteem, and the kind of worry and anxiety that you're going to have with low serotonin is actually in the head. So you've got these ruminating thoughts, you're reprocessing things, and you've just got this worry going on in your head. And there's an individual amino acid that can actually raise your serotonin levels and take away those feelings. And the one that I like is tryptophan. Both tryptophan and 5-HTP can raise serotonin levels. And I tend to use tryptophan first simply because you may be anxious because you've got high cortisol, and 5-HTP can actually raise cortisol levels. So I like to start off with tryptophan, and then we may possibly use 5-HTP later. And this is a supplement that you take for a short time, maybe a month, maybe 2 months, maybe 3 months. And what it does is it raises your serotonin levels so those symptoms go away. The other big thing with any kind of brain chemical imbalance is, as well as the mood component, is the eating component and the cravings. So if you've got low serotonin, you're going to have afternoon and evening cravings for sugar or carbohydrates or something that is going to satisfy that desire for something sweet. Take the tryptophan or take the 5-HTP, and it can completely switch off those cravings. And let's just go on to GABA. GABA is a calming neurotransmitter, gamma-aminobutyric acid. It's also an amino acid that helps to raise GABA levels. So we've got GABA neurotransmitter, GABA amino acid. You take the GABA and it raises your GABA levels. Now when you've got low GABA levels, you're going to also feel worried and anxious, but it's more a physical kind of anxiety. So you're going to feel tense in the body, you're going to have this sort of neck tension, and I'll see someone in the office and they'll be sitting with their back hunched over. And you take GABA and it can completely remove that feeling of tension. Something to be aware of with GABA is that you'll often find very high dosages in the store, 500 milligrams, 750 milligrams, and that's often too much for most people. A nice small dose is 125 milligrams. Most people do well starting with that. And with all the amino acids, you want to start low and then slowly but surely build up. And then if you are a pixie dust person, in other words, a very small amount does you well in certain other nutrients, then you want to start really, really low on the amino acids. And I have some of my pixie dust clients open up a capsule, the gelatin capsule, lick their finger, do a dab, and take that, and that's enough for them. So I'll have some people contact me and say, I did the tryptophan or I did the GABA and I just felt wiped out. Obviously I didn't need it. And the thing is we want to think about is how much were you taking? And with the amino acids, as with any nutrient, if you have too much of it, it can cause a reverse effect. And so you don't want to have too much. So starting really low is important. Now the other thing tied to the craving aspect of the low GABA is that you will eat sugar to de-stress, or often go for a glass of wine in the evening. So if you come home and you have to have that glass of wine or that shot of alcohol to relax, that could be a sign of low GABA. And the amazing thing about the amino acids, I call them the amazing amino acids, is you get results within 5 minutes. So I will do a trial with my client there and then in the office. I'll have them do the questionnaire, rate their symptoms on a scale of 1 to 10. I'll have them do a trial of the amino acid sublingually, and they'll be able to give me feedback within 1 to 5 minutes, and they can say, my symptoms have improved 2 notches, 3 notches, 5 notches, and then I send them home with supplements, and they feel great.